Well, today I have a story for you about Micky McGee. Most of you probably remember Micky McGee stories, but this one happens when he's a 3-year-old boy. And by the time he was 3 years old, he was average height for a 3 years old, maybe 3 feet tall, I don't know. And he was already very, very curious. And, he had to investigate things all the time. So it's Micky McGee. And so it's winter time at his place, and they've had so much snow. There's like 4 or 5 feet of snow on the ground outside. I mean, it is piled up high. And so Micky can't go outside and play. And he's looking out the window, and then he sees it. He sees it. Just over here, the side of the window, a little ways, is an icicle. And man, is it an awesome icicle. It's probably about this big around, and who knows how tall it is, hanging off the roof. And he looks at that and he thinks, oh man, if I could get my hands on that and bring it in, that would be so cool. And so he got to thinking, how can I do that? And he thought, well, if I open the window, and the screen's already out, but if I open the window, maybe, just maybe, I can reach that thing and break it off and bring it into the house. And so he starts trying to do that. And he opens the window, and of course it's kind of cold, but that doesn't matter because he's paying attention to that icicle. And he leans out the window on his chest, and no, he can't reach it there. And he leans out on his stomach, and now still can't reach it there. And he goes down a little farther, closer to his waist. And oh man, he can almost touch it. It's only about this far away. And so he decides to do it. He goes out on his waist. All right. He goes out on his waist, and he can just start to touch it. His fingers can touch it. He thinks, oh, I just about got it. And he just scooches a little bit farther, and he's about to get it. And then he realizes, uh-oh, he has scooched past the edge of the window, and more of his weight is outside the window than is inside his window. And you know what happens, right? Ah, poof. He falls out the window into that deep, deep snow. And he tries to see which way's up and figure out, and he kind of figures that out finally because gravity helps him figure that out. But he realizes he can't see out the top of the snow because the snow, of course, is down in the hole where he fell. And then besides that, it's so high above him, he can't see it. And so he sits there thinking, well, where is the house? And where's the sidewalk that leads up to the front door? And so he says, I think it's right here. And so he starts to dig his way through the snow. He's digging and he's digging. And he digs for quite a while, and he thinks, I should be there by now. But he digs a little farther, and all of a sudden, boom, he looks down, and he's hit a rock, a big rock. And he said, I don't remember there being a big rock close to the sidewalk. He thinks, maybe I went the wrong direction. So he kind of figures it out and heads off in another direction. And after a little while, he hits a tree root. Well, he knows for sure that there's no tree root near the sidewalk, but there are trees all around his house. And so he doesn't know where he is. And it isn't like he can climb up because it's just the root that he's found. And so he keeps going. He keeps digging, and he keeps trying, and he goes up hills and he goes down hills, and he's so cold now, and he's just about to give up when all of a sudden his feet, he looks down and he can see his feet, but it looks like the edge of a road. Wow, that's pretty cool. So he digs his way out, and all of a sudden, pow, he pops out onto the road, and gets the snow out of his face, and he looks around, and 3-year-old Micky McGee looks down the road, and sure enough, 4 houses down the road is his house. And he's so tired, but he walks back up the road, and he gets to the sidewalk, which is shoveled off, and he walks up the sidewalk up to the house, and he goes in the house. And he goes back to the room where he had opened the window to try to get that icicle. And he looks out there, And he sees it, and for a moment he thinks, hey, maybe if I just lean out the window far enough, I can get it. And then 3-year-old Micky McGee came to his senses and said, no way, I'm not going to do that again. And so he shut the window tight and went and found his mom and told her what happened and got all warmed up, changed clothes and warmed up. And that's the story of Micky McGee and the Icicle. Hope you enjoyed it.